Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. Major headlines: appalling and unacceptable leak shows Facebook knew its algorithms spread hate and harm children. But they went ahead and anyway. So someone has resigned over this, and who is the documents they had control of. They're leaking them. Basically, we now know that an unprecedented leak at Facebook reveals top executives at the company knew about major issues with the platform from their own research but kept the damning information hidden from the public. The leak shows Facebook deliberately ignored rampant disinformation, hate speech, and political unrest in order to boost ad sales, and is also implicated in child safety and human trafficking violations. Okay, that's nice. But that's the way it is now. Okay, Ponderosa Papers. Another headline: Ponderosa Papers. Massive leak exposes how elites shield their wealth and avoid taxes and colonial legacy. The Pandora Papers, described as the world's largest ever journalistic collaboration, have revealed the secret financial dealings of the world's richest and most powerful people. We've uncovered a system that benefits a few at the expense of the many, says Ben Hallman, senior editor of the International Consortium of Investigative Journalism, who details some of the project's main revelations so far. We also speak with Vanessa Opel, professor of history at the University of California at Berkeley, an expert on tax havens, who says the growth of tax havens like the Bahamas and Switzerland is directly linked to wealth extraction from the developing world. The seed money for the expansion of these tax havens come out of the colonial world. That's very nice. Nothing has changed. Okay, now, what are some of the minor headlines? Hollywood crew workers vote to authorize strike. Good for them. I hope they'll be successful and get everything they're fighting for. Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen to urge Congress to take action. I hope so. Johnson and Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, they need a competitor. So to put them out of business. Johnson & Johnson seeks FDA okay for booster shot. New York healthcare provider fires 1,400 employees for refusing to get vaccinated. Biden accuses the GOP of playing Russian roulette with the U.S. economy. Activists confront Senator Sinema in Arizona bathroom. She and Senator Manchin are refusing so far to support the big infrastructure bill, the $3.5 trillion one. So I hope she'll come around. Also, Senator Manchin. State Department lawyer blasts Biden for inhumane evictions, expulsions of Haitians. I totally agree. I don't know why people aren't allowed to come here to seek asylum. Okay. California declares state of emergency after offshore oil pipeline spill. It's in the area of in Southern California, the area of Huntington Beach. So I hope they will get that leak plugged and save all the wildlife. We shouldn't have offshore drilling. Now, Biden administration to open up 80 millions of acres for drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. I hope they cancel that plan. We shouldn't be drilling any in the Gulf of Mexico. Report says that 14% of the world's coral reefs have been lost since 2009 due to climate emergency. We can't fix that, we just have to get off of fossil fuels. Biden reverses Trump-era domestic gag rule on Title X family planning clinics. And this allows federally funded family planning clinics to be able to refer patients for abortions or even mention abortion. So-called domestic gag rule had threatened health care for millions to rely on Title X health centers for primary and preventive care. So I'm glad that has been overturned. Now, what else? A judge ignores federal prosecutors and sentences an insurrectionist to jail, and the federal prosecutors had recommended just um, uh, being at home confinement's 3 months, but this judge is saying he has to be in jail actually for 45 days. I hope that'll teach that person a lesson. Okay. Commission estimates 330,000 children sexually abused in French Catholic Church. Well, it's not just French Catholic Church. It's the Canadian and the American Catholic Church. And how about in Italy? And how about not just the Catholic Church? It's the Protestant Church, the Episcopal Church. During World War II, in the British Isles, people didn't have the money to take care of the children, so the church agreed to take them in to provide them until their parents could take care of them. What they ended up doing is sending a lot of these kids to Australia, where they said they needed white stocks, so they sent white British boys to Australia to grow up there and increase the white population in Australia. And the clergy in Australia abused these boys, so can't win. Okay, now, masked Jewish settlers have decided that they want to get after the Palestinians. The Israeli newspaper Haaretz is reporting there has been a surge in Jewish settler violence against Palestinians in the occupied West Bank over the past 2 years. And there are more cases of anti-Palestinian violence in the first half of 2021 than all of 2019. Last week, the Israeli human rights group B'Tselem, BTSELEM, released a video of dozens of mass settlers escorted by Israeli security forces attacking Palestinian residents. B'Tselem said the settlers invaded Palestinian homes, smashed windows, and damaged equipment and vehicles. A 3-year-old Palestinian boy was later hospitalized with a fractured skull. B'Tselem described the attack as a pogrom. A pogrom is what the Hebrew people refer to as attacks on them in Eastern Europe during World War II, settler violence surges. And these Jewish settlers also killed sheep, just murdered them. And I hope they'll all be held accountable. I don't understand how this can happen, but it does. Also, Bangladesh probes the murder of a prominent Rohingya activist. I hope they will hold accountable whoever murdered that man. And it's about, because he was living in a Rohingya refugee community, and he was gathering evidence about the Burmese military's ethnic cleansing campaign targeting Rohingya Muslims. So I'm hoping they will hold his murderers accountable. Well, Burma is a former British colony, so I guess that all makes sense, huh? Duterte announces plan to retire from politics amid International Criminal Court probe. He's the leader of the Philippines, had a harsh crackdown on people using drugs. He just murdered them. And I hope the International Criminal Court will find him guilty and put him away forever. UN investigators document possible war crimes in Libya by warring factions. They're they're trying to keep refugees out of Italy, and the people trying to come in by boat, and a lot of people have been murdered. Okay, National Women's Soccer League in crisis amid coach abuse scandal. Hang on. Time for a break. Break is over. Okay, now, the National Women's Soccer League in crisis amid coach abuse scandal. These are female athletes, and why are their coaches men? Don't they have any female coaches? CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart on trial for opioid epidemic. Some of the nation's largest pharmacy chains, including CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart, are on trial in Cleveland, Ohio, for recklessly selling painkillers fueling the deadly opioid epidemic. The pharmacies were sued in 2018 by 2 counties in Ohio. If convicted, the pharmacies could be on the hook to pay billions of dollars to help end the epidemic. The trial begins on Monday, I hope. CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart will be found guilty and have to pay up for what they've done. It's very sad, but that's the way it is. Okay, now that's a little news. I think, we give Israel so much money in aid, military aid, and it's supposed to used to protect themselves from attack, but they use it to destroy Palestinian homes and property, and it's terrible. And to take away, try to evict people who are Palestinians, I think it's a very scary situation, but that's the way it is. Israel is not supposed to get away with all this stuff. We keep giving them billions of dollars. We give the Palestinians $1 million. All right. How about a little music? So I'd like to sing today is Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Very old song. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Jordan River is chilly and cold. Hallelujah. Chills the body, but not the soul. Hallelujah. The river is deep and the river is wide. Hallelujah. Milk and honey on the other side. Hallelujah. Okay, that was Michael, a very old song. I don't know who wrote it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Tuesday, October 5th, 2021, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Hope you'll be back with us again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe. Wear a mask, practice social distancing when the vaccine is available for you, and it's safe for you to take it. I would take it. Had mine on May 27th, and Johnson & Johnson, 1 shot, 2 sore arms, and I was tired for a week, and then it was fine. So remember, take care of yourself and others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.